Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So a couple months ago, I did a video on open carry and why I don't believe in open carrying. If you want to watch that video, I'll put a link in the cards up here at the top screen, somewhere up there, if I remember. I'll try to remember. So I don't believe in open carrying. The reason I don't believe in that is because I have read Sun Tzu's Art of War, and I read it back in high school. I went to a military academy, and I learned throughout being an adult and studying more about, the documentaries of ancient history and the generals and the conquerors that have come and gone throughout history. The way you win. Listen, there are people who are successful on the battlefield, and the ones who are successful with consistency are always the ones who have aggression and deception. Those two things, aggression and deception, will make you a winner almost every time. Aggression and deception. And being concealed is part of that deception. So a video came out, and I made that point in the video that I mentioned before. A video came out a couple weeks ago, and I haven't made a video on it because I've had so much on my plate. We're doing Sukkot, and we had a lot of people out here. We had over 100 people camping on the property and just had a great time, fantastic time. And so now I'm trying to recover from all that. Goodness gracious, the laundry I have to do. My boys, they keep me busy with laundry. So this video came out, and I'm like, I got to do a video on this because here's a guy. Well, let's just watch the video. So here's a guy standing at the counter. He's open carrying, and you can just see the butt of his of the pistol he's carrying right there. Okay, so he's standing here, in walk these two guys, and they have obviously scoped this guy out. And I made the point in the last video I did that 95% of the people I have witnessed open carrying, mostly in places like Missouri because they have a lot of open carry laws there, but other places too, it doesn't matter. Almost every single time, people do not have their head on a swivel. They are not anywhere close to aware of the surroundings. They have no idea what's going on around them. They have zero situational awareness. Zero. And here's this guy. He doesn't even notice these people walking in. He's looking, you can tell still he's looking down. And he's completely, these guys have scoped him out. They knew what they were doing when they walked in there. And so here they come. And they're walking over and they make their move. And look at him. He's reaching for the gun. He's reaching for the gun. He grabs the gun. He's got the gun. And the guy then becomes aware of what's happening. And he tries to fight them off. And then meanwhile, it's on. It's on at this point. They're wrestling this guy, and the other guy pulls out, it looks like maybe some sort of a weapon. The second guy, look at his belt. He's pulling out some sort of a weapon. I can't tell if it's a firearm. I don't think it is. But he's pulling out something, and he goes in to help. And so they are on him like glue. And I think it's at the, is it the 19-minute mark? I can't remember where it was. 19-second mark. Yeah, right there at the 19-second mark. I think that's 19 seconds. They've got the gun. They have taken the gun away from him. Yeah, his hand is still on it, but they have control of the gun. Okay, and so it's over at this point. I mean, look at that. It's like pointed right at him. And they get this guy on the ground. They're still trying to wrestle with him and take his hand off the gun. He's fighting for his life at this point. He is literally fighting for his life. And I have looked and I have tried to research to see if this guy made it, if he was not shot in the process. I don't know if he was. But if you have information on that, leave a comment below if you know, because this went viral a few weeks ago. But they are on top of this guy, and they have the gun. And so this is why I tell people, do not open carry. You are giving up one of the primary advantages that you have out in this world, a world that has completely gone mad. You are giving up your advantage of deception. Do not open carry. Now, every time I mention this, and again, in the video I did before, I get all of these pushbacks. And let me address these pushbacks one by one. Number one, they say, well, it's impossible to be aware all of the time. I agree. It's impossible to be aware all the time, which is why you don't open carry. That's why you don't open carry, because it's impossible to have 100% situational awareness 100% of the time. And so that's why you must maintain the advantage of deception. They say, well, cops open carry, but here's the deal. Cops have an even more powerful weapon than that pistol on their belt. Do you know what it is? I was taught this years ago. Do you know they have something so powerful that you don't have on their belt, and it's not the gun. It's the radio. Because within minutes, they can make a distress call, and their buddies who also have guns and more radios can be on scene like that. Within minutes. Within minutes. The true weapon that the police officer carries that allows him to open carry is not the gun. It's the radio. You probably heard that phrase, you can't outrun the radio. That's true, because you can't. Okay, so yes, police and officers, authorities, they can walk around open carry, but it's not because they have a gun. It's because, or training, or there's some sort of superior ninja. No, they have a radio. People say, oh, well, you need a better retention holster. Listen, a retention holster is going to buy you mere seconds. Okay, I have carried retention holsters for years. I have a number of them, all kinds of them. I have leather ones, Kydex ones. I have all kinds of retention holsters. You know, Safariland, I've got it. It's going to buy you mere seconds. When you're in a tussle with people and they're manipulating, trying to get that gun, they're going to hit the button the correct way to get that thing unlocked. They're going to do it. So don't think a retention holster is going to save your gun. It's not. You're living in a dream world, Neo. Listen, for me, open carry is only for full battle rattle. With the exception, I open carry here on my homestead. When I'm walking around and I'm doing chores here, I'm open carrying. Okay, but that's here on my homestead. I'm going to notice a threat, someone on my property long before, I have to get to my gun. Okay, but I'm open carrying. I open carry now. I open carry when I'm out there. The only other time I'm open carrying is if I'm like in full battle rattle. And I mean full, that's a term that we had in the military, being in the infantry. When you're in full battle rattle, it means you're going to war. And there's lots of buddies around you. That's the only other time you want to open carry. When you've got lots of buddies. Again, why do police open carry? Because they have a radio that calls all of their buddies. Well, people say, well, Zach, people in the Old West, they open carried all the time. See, there's a big difference between now and the Old West where people open carried all the time. First off, don't be skewed by what TV and movies has portrayed to you. Most people did not carry all of the time in the Old West. I know you watch the old TV shows and you watch the movies and everyone's carrying a gun. That was not the case in the Old West. For the majority of people who lived even in the Old West, they were not carrying guns all of the time, especially open carry. And even then, they concealed carry in a lot of places. But they didn't open carry. You're letting movies, Hollywood, and TV, and all these things out there influence you. And I'm telling you, that's the wrong answer. But here's the main kicker when it comes to comparing the Old West with today. We don't have an iota, a smidgen of the moral character that people in the Old West had compared to today. The moral character, the moral code, the moral compass has been broken. We don't have a lot of people back who, like we had in the Old West, who knew what church was and who were scared and they understood what it means. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. We don't have the moral code today that they had back then. In fact, I just shared on my X page, my Twitter page, this video that's going viral right now of these people. I guess it took place last year of Halloween because we're getting close to that season. And here are these people going up, trick-or-treating, and here's the candy out there, and they take every single bit of it. Every single bit of it. So much so that some guy comes up and looks at it and says, is there anything left? It's gone. It's gone. No discipline. People who are entitled, self-entitled to everything they think they need and that they want, they can just get it all. We don't have the moral character that people once had. When I was a kid, yeah, you went up and if someone was on the honor system for trick or treating, you took a piece of candy, maybe two, And then that was it. You were grateful and you went on to the next house. Those days are gone. That ship has hit the iceberg and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. It's over, guys. It's over. And so you just trusting, oh, well, people, if we just go up, an armed society is a polite society. I agree. But don't think for a second that you open carrying is going to all of a sudden institute and instill a sense of decency amongst the public. You're out of your ever-loving mind if you think that's the case. Okay, this is a hill I'm going to die on. Pardon the pun. Listen, I want to live, and I want you to live. And we live in a society that is completely breaking down. And I mean, if you're not seeing that right now, you're living in, your head is stuck in the sand somewhere. But that's the reality of where we are. And I want you to live. Okay, I want you to get through this. And the best way you can do that is to keep the two advantages that are going to save you in a fight. And that number one is aggression. Number two is deception. And if you find yourself in a fight, it'd be best if the person who you are fighting against didn't know that you were in the fight yet. Okay? Okay. Let me know what you think. You can rail on me if you want. You can call me crazy if you want. You can say, I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's where I'm going to go. And that's where I'm to quote sustenance and covering. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me. All right. Recently on Patreon, I just put up a video on radios and how to upgrade your radio. 3 top upgrades for your radios, your handhelds. This is a stock radio from Amazon, and I take this radio and I take it to this radio. How do I do that? What are the 3 upgrades? Go over to patreon.com/AmericanHomestead. If you're a patron already, you can go there, log in, and watch the video. If you're not, you can join for as little as $1 a month. Gets you access to all of those radio communication videos, plus butchering videos, which I'm going to be adding more to soon here because we're getting into butchering season, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing some curing videos also. And then, one second. Okay, got it down there. These books, the herbal extract books, if you bought these on Amazon, you're going to be paying at least $1,000 for each of them. They are very expensive. They are expensive because of the information, the valuable information contained within. These books were compiled over 100 years ago by a guy named Dr. A.B. Howard. These are now out of copyright. They're out of print. And I will give you access to these downloads, these very valuable downloads, for as little as $1 a month by joining my Patreon. I highly encourage you to go over to my Patreon. You're going to get all kinds of videos that are going to benefit you, benefit your family, show you how to survive and with what's coming in the days ahead, plus give you your own medicine cabinet, many of them that are just growing in your own backyard, ready to be picked for your use. Includes all kinds of color photos. Do not trust the healthcare system as we have it today. This stuff was out a long time ago before the pharmaceutical industry tried to make it all disappear. Okay. $1 a month, as little as $1 a month. Go to my Patreon, link in the description below. I'll see you next time at the Homestead. Bye. In the spring of 2024, Saudi Arabia ended the long-held practice of requiring its oil to be sold in U.S. currency. And recently, governments around the world have been repatriating their physical gold from Western banks, opting instead to hold that gold within their own borders. China, meanwhile, continues to set records in terms of stockpiling its physical gold reserves, while at the same time dumping billions in U.S. treasuries. All these instances can otherwise be called indicators. Indications that the world is readying itself to participate in trade that does not involve the United States or the dollar. And at home, our banks are showing signs of a deflationary collapse, in which case the FDIC does not have a fraction of the funds on hand to ensure you can get your money should your bank fail. On the other hand, they keep telling us inflation is getting under control, but for some reason, the prices we pay day to day keep going up and products we pay for keep getting smaller. I've put a link in the description below this video that will allow you to start the process to convert money you may have already saved into precious metals that you yourself can hold. You hold it, you own it. Throughout history, precious metals have always been accepted for goods and services, even in the most chaotic of economies and war-torn countries, dating all the way back to when Alexander the Great ruled the known world. Guys, we're over $35 trillion in debt. If you're concerned, I don't blame you. ITM Trading has a well-documented history of helping people put their money into physical metals that you hold. Again, if you hold it, you own it. Hit that link below and see how ITM Trading can help you get the ball rolling towards financial sustainability. The consultation is free and there's no pressure. They will show you your options based on your concerns and goals you have for the future. By doing this, you're safeguarding wealth just like people have done successfully for literally thousands of years. You are now part of that history. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the Homestead that we make here on the Homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.